Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I'm once again answering some of your questions, like what are my thoughts on the Rolex leaks of their new releases, and will Tudor ever bring back the sub? All that and way more in today's video. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Breitling Chronomat Evolution. I actually just sold one on Del Rey Watch, and it made me want to wear my own. Absolutely loving it. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delreywatch.com. A bunch of super cool watches came in stock, including a Jacques Dro Central Second with a lapis stone dial. One of the most beautiful Dro ever made, only 88 pieces ever created, and at one deep discount. You will never find it less expensive than this one. We also got in a completely unworn, still stickered JLC Polaris Memovox, JLC's premier sports watch, one heck of a useful complication and a tough watch, not to mention the best price anywhere on Earth. And we also got in the very underrated Omega Globemaster Constellation, the watch that gives the Datejust a run for its money, but for half the price. All that and way more at delreywatch.com, the best place for a watch geek to buy a watch. Link in the description below. Anyway, guys, you know the spiel. These are the questions you ask me on my Instagram account at Federico Talks Watches. Few times a month, the Q&A picture goes up. When I get enough questions, I take the picture down. Please do not DM me. I do not check them. And in no particular order, we start with Oxifs. And he says, if you were starting today, would you still open a watch selling business? Well, Oxifs, the truth is absolutely yes. Not because it's the most lucrative thing in the world, even though I do decently well. And the market is certainly soft, but this is the only thing I know how to do. My entire adult life and career has been in watch sales or watch content creation. I also love watches. I love what I do. I love coming to work every day. I mean, yeah, this is still a job. There are times where things are difficult, but I can't think of a way to be happier than to start my own watch business. Not to say it's easy or the smartest decision in the world, but yes, I would still do it again. Next, we have 1776 Duck, my very, very good friend and fellow YouTuber Eli, and he says, what is the ultimate Rolex watch? If someone was to have only one, what would it be? Well, Eli, let's get rid of the crazy, rare examples that are in the $1 million, like Paul Newman's and Bao Dai's. That I don't think is realistic. I mean, this is still expensive, but I think the ultimate Rolex watch, at least for me, if I could only have one, would be a Rolex Day-Date President with a rare dial or an exotic dial. Now, I'm a big preference of the 36 millimeter. Yes, some people say it's small, but it actually wears perfect, even on guys like my size. Look, James Gandolfini wore one forever. A lot of US presidents. I think it is the ultimate Rolex watch, and I'd get it with something like a lapis dial or a Burlwood dial, something like that. And I would get it with the Italian date wheel as well, because I am Italian. It's one of the few full gold bracelet watches that I adore, and I do consider it to be the pinnacle of Rolex. I would go with a very nice 36 millimeter example of a day-date with an interesting dial, and it would be one and done. Fergal Brennan. Hello from Ireland. Do you like Tudor Submariners, particularly the last versions? Do you ever think they'll bring them back? I do like the Tudor Submariners. Collectors like the Tudor Submariners. It's essentially an aluminum Rolex Submariner with an ETA movement. I think it's super cool part of history. I don't think it'll ever come back. I think it's been permanently replaced by the Tudor Black Bay and even the Pelagos to a certain extent. I don't think Rolex wants to cannibalize their Submariner sales. I think they'd have a hard time justifying why the sub is $10,000 if the Tudor is going to be a lot less. So I think they're going to stick with the Black Bay. I don't ever think we'll see another Tudor Submariner. Steve Girace. Hey Fed, always a pleasure. Thank you, Steve. What's your thoughts on the Rolex leaks, like the Rolex Land Dweller? Well, Steve, we have leaks every year. We've had leaks every year since I've been alive. Heck, I even had leaks when I used to work for Rolex authorized dealers. And I can tell you, leaks are just leaks. They basically, in my lifetime, have never meant anything. They've never been accurate. Rolex is like Fort Knox. There are no real leaks. No one actually knows anything. And if somebody does know something and they leak it, well, let's just say they will face Rolex consequences. The one or two times leaks have been accurate have been like the day before the release. Like, yeah, I found out about Sky Dweller like literally the day before. So yeah, maybe 24 to 48 hours before the release at the Basel show, you might find something useful, but 99.9% of the time, they're inaccurate, and 100% of the time this far out, they're inaccurate. I wouldn't focus too much about it. I could be wrong this year, but historically, it is what it is. Then we have Omar102. Hey Fed, about Breguet. If you were the CEO, what course of action would you take to bring more notoriety and prosperity to the brand? Well, Omar, this is super tough. I don't actually really know, because I think their watchmaking is top-notch. I think they need to focus more on their history, watches to royalty. They say they invented the tourbillon, and that is true. I just think they need to spend more time touting their exploits to, like, Russian aristocracy, French aristocracy, to creating and being the ultimate brand for the longest time, even longer than Patek. And I would also cut down on distribution a little bit. That would hurt sales in the short term, but make them a little hard to get. Yes, this is not necessarily a collector-friendly strategy, but you're asking me what I would do to bring Breguet up, and that is a little artificial scarcity and a better marketing message. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, check out delraywatch.com. There's always a cool watch available at the lowest price out there. Take care.